and basically ruin it. Look at Barbados. A small country, not even the size of Hanover. And they were able to shape their constitution and lead them smoothly into a republic. And here we are, a big country, the largest English-speaking country in the Caribbean. But with them at the helm in Jamaica, we're not getting very far. With these kind of people at the helm shaping our constitution, we are not going to get very far, Jamaica. And I said to you this morning, any republic state Jamaica go achieve, it will not achieve or accomplish under Jamaica Labour Party. They simply don't have the brain and the basic requisite skills to lead us into a republic.
Yeah, man, from the Mayor the Voice, and for know this is Crazy J, representing for Drebrian with the breaking news. People, over here, so the good news then. Good news over here, so good news over here, so. Drebrian, that's a breaking news. Hey, now tune in.
Prince Boss, what are you talking about, sir? Where Trinidad larger than who? Trinidad larger than what, Prince? You're talking to me? Who have a 1 in geography and the Caribbean? Jamaica is the largest English-speaking country in the Caribbean, sir. You never learned that from primary school? Huh? Simple Google, Prince Boss. Trinidad is nowhere near large as Jamaica. As a matter of fact, the population of Trinidad is 1.3 million people. Jamaica has almost 3 million people. Prince, just type it in. You don't need to prove it to me. I already know. So just prove it to yourself. Jamaica is not the second largest English speaking. We are the third largest English speaking country. I said English speaking, I never said we are the largest. Because Hispaniola, we make up Dominican Republic and Haiti, is by far larger than Jamaica. Likewise, Cuba. So I said we are the largest English-speaking country. And we are the third largest country in the Caribbean. Hispaniola first, followed by Cuba, and then Jamaica. We are the third largest country, but we are the largest English-speaking country in the Caribbean. Thank you, Yvonne. All right, Prince? So just research it for yourself. All right? No, Nessa, Prince a big comrade up a Palmer's Cross. No talk say me can hear you. No call him no labor right over here. My good friend, a big comrade, Nessa. But yes, I don't know what's happening with Angela Brown Burke. Could her team please let her know that we are still waiting on her? I need to move on with the program. Let me know what to do, if I should reschedule her for another time, because it's 20 minutes going and I need to continue. So let me know once she's ready. Just let me know, indicate. But I have to move on. Time is against us. I'm come to beat the labor rights them this morning. At 3 days, the people them not hear from me, So me have a lot to unpack and to this to dash out on the labor rights them. Starting with this on this screen, Malahu Fort. But Jamaica people, I want to ask you, who is Cohen Lewis? Jamaica people, I'm going to ask you the question again. Who is Cohen Lewis? For those of you who are not aware, Infomedia goes by the name Cohen Lewis. And Jamaica, I don't know what is happening in the labor movement, but Infomedia is very upset with the party that he love and support, you know. I want you, Jamaica, to listen to a disgruntled member of the Labour Party, Mr. Cohen Lewis, more popularly known as Infomedia. Good morning, Auntie Dawn. Big up yourself. Jamaica, I want you to listen to what is happening over there in the labor movement.
The first, second, and third, I don't say any one individual. Me no praise individual Labour Party, me praise my party. My party comes first, not any individual. Me no praise individual, morning to me boo. Me praise Jamaica Labour Party. And I respect the leadership, but if the leadership is not of the interest of my party, I am going to speak out in the interest of my party with respect. We have an election to win, and we are still all over the place where seat selection is concerned. And some people who don't understand find themselves in a ego and emotional and egoistic behavior. When you speak and they don't understand, they say you're a tear down party. And when you ask them what is the tear down, they can't talk. And this is not for the public, and the same thing they are saying is not for the public already have it. So you wonder if they are sense. You understand, I am blessed? The same thing they said not for the public is already have it. I am not that type of laborite. I am not that type of laborite. Sorry about that. I am not that one. I am the one who loves the party, not any one individual. It's same cover up, you know, I am blessed. Is it same cover up where them a try cover up that road? You want that where them a try cover up? It's like them a cover up a rat and the rat run gone already. Me no know that. Me not tell myself life to feel good. We have to get it right. We have some outstanding seat selection and it's come like a rotten teeth in our mouth where the party is concerned. And you wonder what the leadership is doing, because we cannot afford for the PNP to take us to court again like the last time they did in the local government election. We must remember the history. We are still in the Westminster system for those who want to learn the Constitution. Over there in Trinidad, when the Trinidadian government never called the local government election, the opposition take the Trinidad government to court and they have to call it. Is a type of disgrace you want to take, we must sit down and take. Me not take it.
Then me could have no friend Infomedia. I have to friend Infomedia. What are the first labor right me here speak truth and honesty? I have to friend Infomedia. Jamaica, it gets worse, you know, no continue. Listen this.
Who forget this and who forget that, why the party don't settle off and move on? Why we don't settle off and move on? Why we fighting, inside fighting, and people don't tell us if we not talk about it? Who it a earth? Who are the laborites? No we? Are we the earth? You think a PNP is the earth? Good morning forever, blessed Saturday. We cannot be doing this. We cannot put in bandage over a big sore. We cannot put bandage over a big sore. I am not afraid to speak. I am not in anyone's top pocket. Belmont Road is not paid me, so me can talk. I am speaking on behalf of the well-thinking people of this party. Chopper John, don't come here and ask me nonsense. Don't come here and ask me no name nonsense. Do all the respect to you. Don't ask me no nonsense for my life. Don't ask me no nonsense. And don't come insult my intelligence and my life. Wrong person you're talking to and with that question. Me no want nobody who will cover the all with the eye if you ask me foolishness.
I in for that, you know.
Come in no dunce. Let me make that be clear. We must understand that is what in front of us is infighting. too much infighting. We need to leave that and get that out of the way and go out there, go fight the PNP to win the third term.
Yeah.
Eh? It cannot be happening like this at this time of the game. It cannot be happening at this time of the game. Why we have so much unsettled seat, 3 crucial unsettled seats. North Central St. Andrew, Central Clarendon and North East Manchester.
Yes.
What are we waiting on? For those seats to crumble and the party to crumble and can't get up back off its knees? You think we're afraid to go up on our knees and can't get up back? This is politics. This is politics. This is the Jamaican people that we are dealing with now. They easily get fed up and turn off. They are easily get fed up and turn off. And it seems like the leadership of this great party don't understand that. That we are dealing with a set of people that easily get upset and turn off. And they are looking out and watching in. These are Jamaicans we are dealing with now. They easily get upset and turn off. We need to get it right.
We need to get it right. The Jamaica Labour Party have lost it. They have lost it in Jamaica. Mighty God.
And we are not doing it. 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 We need to get this right. As a party, we are doing more harm to ourselves than good by not doing the right thing. Put the Constitution at work. Put the Jamaica Labour Party Constitution at work. Some of us act like we're bright, but we're not bright. You know, we are playing naive. Some of us act like we're bright and intelligent. But if you listen, you will learn. And you won't have to ask silly questions. If you listen, you will learn and you don't have to ask silly questions. Because some of us are asking very much some silly question and playing naive. Or we have to play the devil's advocate, wrong person live, you come ask stupid question. We must understand that we have an election to win. And it is no secret that we have our own problems. And our own problem can cost us the third term if we don't act on it swiftly. We have the method to act on our problems. We have a thing called the Jamaica Labour Party Constitution. Allow our Constitution to guide us forward. That's why we created one, because it is the tool to fix our problem. Any problem the Constitution can fix. Any problem the Constitution can fix. Allow the Constitution to fix our problem. Sometimes our one-upmanship don't work. That's why we create a Constitution. Allow the Constitution to work.
A wonderful question, Paulette Lewis. Paulette is asking the question. Does the Jamaica Labour Party has a constitution? Not that I know of, Not that I know of. But Jamaica, I want to ask the question, why is it that Infomedia so hell-bent with Delano Sivrite getting that seat? I tell you already, Delano Sivrite and Crystal Lee have Infomedia and them payroll, and no family no believe me, Delano Sivrite. Delano Sivrite and Crystal Lee have info on them payroll. That's the reason why he's batting so much for Delano Civ right. But Howard say me fi go easy pa info. I'm a friend. Tami not do him nothing. Me just reiterate what him say. What Jamaica people? I appreciate him for speaking the truth, you know.
Anywhere he come from, so listen, neighbor. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we say listen, neighbor. Reverse the curse, reverse the curse, reverse the order, reverse the.
I think my guest for today is Ready Jamaica. And so we're going to be joined by Comrade Dr. Angela Brown Burke. So much has been happening. I know she's a very busy woman, but we want to thank her for her time. So just give me a second. Let me connect with her, Jamaica, as we welcome our guest for this morning, Dr. Angela Brown Burke. So just a second as she connects. Good morning, Dr. Angela Brown Burke, next, our MP for Southwest St. Andrew. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you once again for being here on the Drebrian program. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy. I know you just leave a meeting and, you know, you're here. I want to thank you, Dr. Brown Burke. Welcome to the program.
And thank you for inviting me to join. Let me apologize to all of your listeners and everybody who is on, because I did make a commitment to come on earlier. But as things sometimes happen, but I'm here.
Thank you so much. So I know time is against us, so we just want to, you know, get as much as possible within the disco. Look at you! Good morning! Looking lovely. But Dr. Angela Brown Burke, for persons who are not so aware about Southwest St. Andrew, could you just highlight the divisions that make up Southwest St. Andrew for those persons who are, you know, not so familiar with Southwest St. Andrew?
So Southwest St. Andrew is really made up of 3 divisions. It is the Whitfield Town Division, the Painland Division, and the Greenwich Town Division. And if we're talking about just boundaries, think of it as Maxfield Avenue, going all the way down East Avenue to Marcus Garvey Drive. Then you go, what is that now? East on Marcus Garvey Drive, and you turn under the bridge. And then it's all of that going back to where that AMC market is, or maybe Jerry and Nephew is another marker that person's kind of like. And then on that is primarily up Hagley Park Road on the other side, but I have a few roads on the other side of Hagley Park Road. And then I go on to Waltham Park Road, and Waltham Park Road come right back around to Maxfield. Wow. So that is basically it. I'm bordered by West Kingston, by South St. Andrew, by East Central St. Andrew, by West Central St. Andrew, and by Western St. Andrew.
Well, that's 5 constituencies you've been bordered by. Boy.
That's right.
May I tell you. But Angela, Dr. Burke, how you do it? I mean, how you are the chairperson for the People's National Party. You are the member of Parliament. As a woman, how you do it? How you do it?
Can I tell you, the first thing is that I have a wonderful team. I have 3 councillors who do support me, and we work together. And, you know, tongue and teeth will meet because that is life, but we really do work together. And I have also a very good team in the office, support staff, and I have a couple of my leaders as well who are always there having my back. So, sometimes when there are things to be done, someone will call and remind me, don't forget to do this, or, I saw that happening, and that helps me to kind of keep on top of it. I also really believe in being inclusive. So part of what I try to build is really partnership. And so I work closely with the police, I work closely with the church, I work closely with the other civic organizations as well, the community development committees that exist in the area. And that's kind of really what I do. And then I have a passion for community development, yes, and for empowerment. And those are the things that kind of keep me going.
Yeah.
And so I don't see it as work, I don't see it as work.
You know what I appreciate much about you, Dr. Brown Burke? You understand the politics. Yes.
I spent so much of my life in it. I've been involved since high school. So you can imagine that.
Yes. And many persons who Southwest St. Andrew, you would have taken over from former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller.
Walking in some big shoes. Yes, indeed. I came right behind her, with her having spent 40 years in the constituency and having really done a tremendous work in the constituency. Sometimes I tell people all the problems we still have, and we still have some problems. If you were to compare where we are now to where she found it, we would have, improved leaps and bounds.
Yes.
And I guess it's only individuals in the community who can talk from the heart and tell you what it used to be like before, she built Caribbean Palms, the Palm Grove Court, did the 2 developments in Majestic Gardens, that kind of thing, before she had all of these little mini courts in different parts of the community that allows them to play and to spend time together. It's really a lot of work that has been done.
It sure is. And Angela Brown Burke, the People's National Party, and this is the reason why I am a member of the PNP. I have to be a comrade. The PNP gives that rise to women in politics. How would you say the politics then have changed, and how far we have become today as a party where women is concerned?
Well, it has really been a journey. We all know that politics is one of those areas that is primarily dominated by men, certainly in leadership position, although at the base of it, we are primarily women. It starts from a philosophy. It starts from some values that you have, which is about inclusion, which is about fairness. And so, when Michael Manley was talking about equal pay for women, when we were looking at maternity leave law and all of those, is really because of an understanding of the role that women play and the place that they can occupy. And as you would remember, he would have done that not by ourselves alone, but by just partnership with other like-minded organizations. And so where we are today, where we had our first female general secretary, Maxine Henry Wilson. We had our first leader and prime minister in Portia Simpson Miller. And then I become the first chair, female chair for the party, where I've had female vice presidents in the party. And so basically what it really is that, we have deliberately set out to improve the role of women and to make sure that they come into their own. In fact, we got a commitment from the party leader that we would try to have 30% of our candidates as women. The women's movement has been consistent as well. They're asking for parity, right, for equal 50-50. And we have been able, in the candidates that we have chosen this time around, to really meet that target. And I'll tell you, it's not just about meeting the target, because part of the challenge of women is that in making the quota, what persons often do is that when there's a difficult seat to win and nobody really wants it, you look to find a woman to put there. But that's not what we have done. We have gone out deliberately to look at our seats, look at where our vacancies are, and look at the women around who have been in the party, and some of them not necessarily even have had traditional roles, but who have just been active and who have expressed an interest in working with us as a party, in lifting up Jamaicans. And so that's really what we have done.
Absolutely, absolutely, boy. It's pretty admirable. You made reference shortly about earlier rather about former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller. But you continue to build on her legacy, Dr. Brown Burke. How is Southwest St. Andrew today under your stewardship as the Member of Parliament?
Well, no, you're absolutely correct. As a descendant of enslaved Africans, I believe in Ubuntu. So I'm standing on her shoulders, proud of the work that she has done, and therefore carrying on that legacy. And so what we continue to do, we would have completed not so long ago what was another section at Majestic Gardens, so that was the second one that was done. We still have, which has not yet been completed, we have just started the infrastructure work with White Wing, and so we're looking forward to that. One of the things that we are trying to do as well is around our public spaces, and so just making sure that we are maintaining and ensuring that individuals are helping us to maintain what we have built. And so if you look what we would do, what we have done is at Palm Grove, for example, Housing Scene, for example, we have a park that is there for the children to come and to play, where they can hold activities and so on. You know, we have at Caribbean Palms, we are just about to start refurbishing the multipurpose court that is there. We have done our sport, we have paid attention to sports as one of those things that kind of bring communities together. And we have, like she did, we have spent a lot on education. And so it's not just about making the school supplies available. I have been seeing more and more individuals coming and requesting assistance for tuition for post-secondary education, which is something that she was known for and that she championed, and we continue with that legacy.
So it is clear that, Southwest St. Andrew is in good hands, and you definitely pick up where former Prime Minister Portia have left off.
And I have even talked about what we're trying to do with our young people. For example, we have a team that's coming together. All of them are young people under 30. And because, again, I go back to being inclusive, they have come together. They are discussing what they want to do. And the first thing that they have agreed that they want to do is to go out and do a survey amongst young people about what they'd like to see in their community, how they see themselves helping, and also how they see the leadership, whether it is the MP, the councillors, the church, the civil society. And coming out of that, I have promised them that I will assist them in hosting our first youth forum in the constituency to talk about the way forward.
Very well said. Thank you for that, Dr. Brown Burke. I just have two more questions for you before, I open the phone lines and take a few questions from some persons within your constituency. But Dr. Brown Burke, a lot of persons don't really understand the politics. And can you just help us for those persons who are not aware? Because many persons would say, oh, you win your seat. And but remember, you are in opposition, and likewise your constituency, there are many other constituency who was won by the People's National Party, but they are being sabotaged because they are not in government. How do you navigate? Because it is clear that Southwest St. Andrew is one of those constituency who, it has been sabotaged by the government, even though you won your seat. help us to understand the politics of it all. That not because you win your seat and then you're the MP, you still face some level of challenges because your government is not in power.
You know, I want to thank you very much for that question because you're absolutely true. So when a member of parliament wins, like I have, we have $20 million that is set aside for the Constituency Development Fund. And really, there's just so much you can do with that. And we do some work with that. Let's say, for example, every year I do a back to school fair. The truth is that for the back to school fair, the majority of funds to have that is really from partnership with the business community that I get, yeah? So that we can have the kids have some fun. We can get some community barbers to come and trim the boys so that they go back to school looking really, really nice, to supplement the uniforms and stuff that we also make available and stuff like that. But there are some other things, in particular, your roads, your water, your light, yeah, in particular. Those are not things over which members of parliament have direct responsibility. So yes, you might have a sum that you can use to fix roads. What is it, $10 million, $12 million each year that you do get to fix roads. There are only some roads that you can fix. Yeah, and we would know, you would look around and say, for example, but I see so much other work being done in other constituencies. Yes, because the government has funds at its discretion that they use. And so what they will do with that is that I will have $12 million to spend on roads. The other JLP MP has 12 million, but maybe a minister might give them, yes, an allocation for their roads that is 50 million. When you listen, for example, to the constituency debate and hear the JLP members of parliament talk about, oh, thank you, minister, for fixing this road and that road and that road. Thank you, minister, for the light that's there. Thank you, minister, for the bridge. And so that's how they do it. Yeah. That's how they do it. And so the truth is that what I try to do, I try to be honest. I bring the water commission about water in the constituency. I invite JPS to come for our meetings. I invite the corporation, the municipal corporation. And by the way, I have been inviting the municipal corporation to all the meetings I've had in the constituency since I became member of parliament. And that is whether the municipality is led by the PNP or led by the JLP, because that's the only way to get understand what is in your hands and what you are going to depend on others to do.
Right, may I tell you, it's not a pretty task, but you really sum it up a short while ago, and trust me, we now clearly understand the picture. Time is against us, and at least 10. Are you okay for just staying another 10 minutes with us, Dr. Brown Burke?
Sure, I will. I'll make up.
I really appreciate it. So we'll wrap up by 11 o'clock. So we have 10 more minutes, Jamaica, and I really wanted to use it wisely. So the phone lines are open. Party chair is here, and we just want you to put as many questions as possible to her, starting with Uncle Reap Foundation. Reap, wagwan, Uncle, good morning.
Blessed, my comrades, and good morning to each and everyone on the panel. Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
I must say also congrats on filling the seat of a great leader and former Prime Minister, Ms. Portia Simpson Miller. I just want to also say that in my early years of politics, I worked alongside Comrade Paul Burke in the PNP YO, there over in Spanish Town, and I know that you are a woman of caliber, and with dignity, you hold your seat. But what I'm here for this morning is, as a resident in the diaspora and an organizer of charity organization, and I know your office as a Madam Chair, if you can help us in the diaspora, use your office to help us bypass some of the exorbitant fees at the wharf when we ship items like for my back to school, feeding of the elderly, etc. It is very heart-rending to know that all of these things that we're doing for free, when it comes to the war, we have to be spending so much in this fee. So I'm looking forward to this new government to really enact something that will help those who are registered. I know that people will do this and, try to go through certain things. I said then they're sending things for charity, but once we are registered and are recognized as a charity organization, that there is something that this government can do for us.
Well, can I tell you, that's a really very good question that you have asked, because every time I've spoken to individuals in the diaspora, this is one of the issues that they raise. It's around the red tape and it's also around the exorbitant fees. And sometimes I don't know which one is worse, quite frankly. And that's what they say. So you are correct that the rules say that if you are part of a registered charitable organization, that you would be able to bring some stuff in duty free or with reduced duty and so on. I think part of the challenge is that it's not clear as to exactly what you're entitled to or what you can request. Yeah. So, for example, some persons will say to me that they have given up on actually bringing stuff in under their charitable organizations. They just partner with a school because it's so much easier to bring it in through a school. Of course, it means that you'd have to have collaboration with the school to do not just the school community, but the wider community that supports the school. And so you're absolutely correct that one of the things that we are promising to do is to make sure it's simpler, to make sure that everyone knows where it is. You can get that information. And so it is going to be on our websites all over, any of the consulates and missions that we have, that it's there as well. And really streamline the processes so that they are not as time consuming and that they're clearer, because sometimes people have to be going from one place to the other. And I'm telling you, the worst of it is really trying to do work with a medical team, because it is just so difficult. And so we have to make that process easier and clearer and have, just point person, so you know that if it's medical and you're having a challenge, here is where you send an email, here is who you contact, so that we can help to make sure it works.
Yes, I thank you for that. Because I wouldn't be able to partnership with a specific school, because with me, my charity organization, I want to spread it throughout the 14 parishes. As far as back to school, I want every child, because it's reaching every affected person. And that's what my charity is about, reaching every area in Jamaica. So, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to you continuing to be the member of parliament, and who knows, another prime minister walking in the feet of
I tell people in Southwest that Portia spent 40 years, and somehow I don't think I'll be here for 40 years.
God knows what he's done. Leave that in the hand of God, my dear. So we never know.
Yes. Thank you, Uncle Reeb Foundation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. You can take me down if you want.
All right, cool. Next person, your question. Jack, go right ahead. Your question for Dr. Angela Brown Burke. Turn on your microphone, please.
Good morning, comrades. Good morning, Dr. Brown.
Good morning.
I have been admiring your work from your counselor. I really know you and your husband a little bit, not that much, but we always move together, because when Anthony Hilton was in St. Thomas, you and your husband was there with him a lot. But I congratulate you for the work you have done from a councillor, and now you are a member of parliament, and you are doing more. And that is what we need in this organization, because you do it from small and you get big, and you're still doing it. Congratulations. The word is love.
Thank
Doctor.
you.
All right, Jack, thank you so much. Thank you. Just before I go to Auntie Dawn, We have a question in the comment section, Dr. Angela Brown Burke, and Nessa is asking, my question to Dr. Angela Brown Burke is, what are some of the challenges that you face as a female leader? I think that's a good question.
It is a good one, and I think that for many of us as female leaders, especially when you have to take care of a family, it is that balance that is probably the most challenging. You know, whether it is that you have children that you are growing, or you have older parents that you're taking care of, or you have some of those other kinds of responsibilities. So that is very challenging. I think also some persons will say that, you know, sometimes because you probably bring a softer approach in the beginning, some might take that for some kind of weakness, you know. But I think that as people get to know you, because those are some of the challenges, but one of the things that I have found is that if you are your authentic self, people come to understand who you are, what you stand for, what you will deal with, what you will not deal with. And so you have really a very respectful relationship with individuals. And also I tell people, my word is my bond. And once your word is your bond, I believe that reduces a lot of the problems that you could have, because people know that they can believe in and count on what you say.
Very well said. Very well said. It's 4 minutes to 11. I'm going to take my last 2 more questions, and then I'm going to ask Dr. Brown Burke to just wrap up and speak to her constituents and have the final word. Auntie Dawn, good morning. Auntie Dawn, your question for Dr. Brown Burke. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Mrs. Burke. Nice to meet you. I was first introduced to you by Mr. Frank Stamp, a very good friend of mine. Very good friend who always talk highly of you. And I have a question for you, but first I must say, you're right when you said 40 years working in Portia Simpson. I met her when I was 13. I'm 63 now. Yeah. And my question is basing from this. She sent me to Jamaica School of Dancing when I was 13, and from a youth club. The youth clubs used to be all over the place.
I am in here. I don't want to.
The youth clubs used to be all over the place. Delaware Crescent, Ghetto United. In Greenwich Town, we used to have a lot. I'm originally from Greenwich Town. I was born and raised.
Yeah.
Now, Greenwich Town, Kingston 13, I'm basing off the crimes that is happening, definitely in the heart of Greenwich Town now. And they're trying to do peace parties and stuff like that. But isn't it they said your past pave way for your future. So we used to the youth clubs and the football matches, six-a-sides and stuff like that. When time comes, cause it's gonna come, can we try and reach back to things like that to get the youths go back together? Because remember, Greenwich Farm is coming from a 3-party rule, PMP, JLP, and WPJ. Now it's a 2-party, I get to understand now. Isn't it that as a leader, which I see you're a good leader because you're coming from councillor like Portia Simpson. She was a secretary, then councillor, then prime minister and MP. Isn't it we can go back to things like that? Because I love Greenwich Town. Every year I go home, I go to Greenwich Town.
So let me lay your affairs. The truth is that we do have at least 2 very active youth groups in Greenwich Town, and what you would call Greenwich Farm, right? Before.
Yeah.
And so there are 2 very active youth groups that are there, very active in the community, reaching out and so on. And we happen to have a Zozo there as well. And so we were closer with the police under the Zozo and with JSIF and so on. So, and they actually have a CDC there. They have a Community Development Council. They have 2 active youth groups there. They also have have a restorative justice center that I spoke to the minister about. We have put one there. They have done some training with restorative justice practitioners. So there are individuals who are there trained to actually talk to individuals who are in tension or at odds and bring them together. You would, if you're following, you would know that we have started some football matches under the leadership of, and funding through the police initiative under the Zozo. And so we are doing a lot of that. They have had some special intervention in terms of business development and business grants in terms of some of the schools, St. Andrew Primary, fixing up their park. And so there's a lot of stuff that we are doing there. But you are correct that that is an essential part of community development. The police have been encouraging also the establishment of the police youth club, which we know to be a good group. We also have out of Caribbean Palms, for example, a very strong what do you call that now, band. Yes, here drum corps band that takes in a lot of young kids who are participating in that, and I am very, very glad that I was able to assist them when they went to Florida to actually participate. Yes, yes. So we are doing some of that. I will agree with you. A lot more of that needs to be done. And that once the trumpet sounds and we change government to a government that understands that these are important ways of building community and getting community together, we will be seeing more of that certainly here.
Okay, Ms. Burke. What I need to say now is that we have to remember we have a top farm and a bottom farm. Top farm always get most of the attention. So you people need to go down to the bottom farm. And I'm going to tell you the reason why bottom farm normally get left out, because there is a JLP connection somewhere down the line there. But originally, Greenwich Town is a PMP-based zone.
I'll tell you this much. That since I've been here, I know they stop on bottom. And in terms of the liquor friction the other day, it was actually 3 sections.
Yeah.
But I try to balance it. I've come in when a lot of those tensions are no longer there. And so, yes, we know that there are individuals. People have come to me and said, listen, may I labor right now, may I vote for you?
Yes.
and so I'm good. When election is over, politics should not play a part in development.
Right.
When you are a member of parliament, you're developing your communities, you're empowering your citizens, and it should not matter where their political allegiance lies.
Thank you. It's nice to speak to you. Nice to be in your presence. And I appreciate you listening to me. Thank you so much.
All right, Auntie Dawn. Big up yourself. My last 2 questions before we wrap up, right? But before I ask them to put the question to you, I couldn't let you come and I don't ask you, Dr. Angela Brown Burke. A very unfortunate situation happened this week to our visitors, some British nationals. I'm not sure if you're aware of the incident. And as our opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs and, Carrie Come, what would you say? Well, first of all, I'm not sure if you're aware of the situation with the tourists then.
No, I actually was not aware. Unfortunately.
Oh, yes, man. I don't know what's going to become of it, but they are British nationals and they came here and they were dealt with in a way that wasn't so pleasing to the eye, and they are making the rounds on social media and what they're going to do when they return back to Europe and all of that. And it's so unfortunate. And up to now, we haven't heard anything from our Minister of Foreign Affairs.
But can I tell you, it's unfortunate. I think the vast majority of the members of the JCF are individuals just like you and I, coming from families just like yours and mine. And I think that they understand the importance of treating all Jamaicans as Jamaicans and doing their job in a professional way. And that has been my experience. Unfortunately, every now and again we see some individuals within the JCF who behave in a way that is not befitting of the JCF. Yes, and I think it is important for persons to call it out. I always want, when we're calling it out, to balance it, because many of those, especially young men and women going into the force, are coming from communities like mine. Many of them have joined the force, are individuals who, for the first time in their family, you know, they have an individual who is able to give back in this kind of way. And so we want to honor them and we want to encourage them. But at the same time, there are a couple of persons who always behaves in a way that does not make us proud. And I think that is something that we can't ignore, we can't turn a blind eye to, because we find a way to cut that out totally.
Thank you, Dr. Brown-Burke. And final two questions. Dr. the Most Honorable Orin Cole, your question for Dr. Brown-Burke. Go ahead, Dr. Cole.
Good morning to UJ and your panel, and good morning to Comrade here.
Morning.
And I believe that Comrade know that I'm coming from Stella Life Member Camp. So my question, want to rock the boat. How ready is the party going into the election? Are all our candidates are settled? And are we ready at any moment to answer with the trumpet at half a tree?
Well,
right? That's question one.
That's question one. You want to give me them one at a time so I can answer that?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So I tell you, we don't call the election, so we just have to be prepared. And that is what we have been saying to all our candidates, and we have been kind of monitoring them on the ground, encouraging them on the ground, and you would see some of the things that we are doing. And so they are there getting ready, and some are more ready than others, but all of them are engaged on the ground doing exactly what they are supposed to be doing. And so we believe that we are in an extremely good place right now, but we are not resting on our laurels. We are not taking anything for granted. Whenever that call is made, we will be there, and we are confident that the work that we have been doing will put us ahead of the other party.
Thank you.
Without a shadow of next question as Comrade here.
Remember, time
what
is
I would like to see the party.
Time.
No, I know. What I would like to say, no, she know the camp I'm coming from. That, right? That I would like to see the party do it. I'll have to probably lobby within the party that 2.5 years before a general election, all seats must be settled. Can you take that as one of your mandate as the chairman of the party and move forward to make it be?
That's an easy one, because many years ago we had a review of one of our elections, and I remember that being one of the recommendations that we have actually taken on board. Sometimes we're not able to do it in the same kind of a way, but this time around we have been able to settle the vast majority of our candidates way earlier than we have done in the past. And so I think we are getting better at ensuring that 2 years out, we do have our candidates in place. And right now, we have all 63 candidates in place on the ground and working.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you, Dr. Cole. Big up yourself. Blessings. But, you know, time is against us, and we really want, wrap up just now. Mom of two boys, quick and fast, please. Mom of two.
Sorry,
yes.
Greg. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Elaine Morgan, you ready? Turn on your microphone, Elaine. Elaine, not ready yet. Brad Wagwan, good morning. The final caller for the day. Go ahead, Brad, your question for Dr. ABB.
A pleasant good morning to everyone. Good morning, Dr. Brown-Burke.
Good morning.
All right, I do not have a question. However, I want to say thank you. I realize that you're carrying on the mantle, that torch for the Right Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. Not only was she a leader, she was a mother, and she was a phenomenal example as to what leadership should be, and she had a human heart. Now, I want to say thank you very much. Secondly, I want to say thank you very much for being a firebrand. I want to say thank you very much for being tenacious in representing us as females and Jamaica in extension. And for the one them like we not talk English all the while, I want to say thank you again, pan for them behalf. No make nobody at all silence you, because we are bilingual. With Nyamapu self, with the patois, and of course, we speak the Queen's English. Have a good day.
Oh, you love the one that bad.
Thank you, Brad. Big up yourself. Dr. Angela Brown Burke, it was my pleasure. But as you wrap up, speak to Southwest St. Andrew, speak to Jamaica on a whole. As the party chair, just speak to them. We're listening. Your final words. Go ahead.
The message I have for Southwest St. Andrews, the same message I have for Jamaicans all over. Listen, we have come through the last couple of years, and it has been hard. It has been difficult. Now, make nobody tell you, say, hungry, not dead, they come here, they feel it. And we know. And so we know that we need a change from that. Now, make nobody tell you that corruption, robbery of funds for our hospital, for our schools, for our roads and all of that. We are living proof that it does. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep doing what you're doing. Go out on election day and vote for your PNP candidate. When you see them out the road, talk to them. If you don't see them, call them, go visit them. They must have office. Yes? So that you and them can have the kind of conversation that helps them to shape the policies and programs that are best for you. Blessings.
Very well said. And you know, you can't live without giving me a word of advice. You know, I'm young to this. You know how the social media is, Dr. Brown Burke. But your advice for me, Drebrian, as I continue to navigate this
Can I
online
tell you,
experience.
be your formidable self. Don't allow anything negative that anyone says to stop you, because that is their intent. And what that means is that you're doing a good job. If you were not having an impact, nobody would have prayed, nobody would have fought for you. Nobody would have prayed in your mind. So the fact that you draw comments, positive and negative, means that you are not just taking up space, you are making a difference. And there are many individuals on whose behalf you do speak, who don't have the platform that you do. Yes? So always remember that. When somebody trying to knock you down, just remember that there's someone without a voice who would love to say what you have just said.
Boy, may I tell you, you make me feel special. I want to thank you for being my guest today, Dr. Angela Brown Burke. The word is love, and see you on the campaign trail.
See you on the campaign trail. Blessings.
All right, take care.
Blessings.
Brian, the news get hot this year. And what them a go do if they hold you? But hear me? Read report this year. No government agent can sue you. Them can sue you. J. Brian, deal with it. Yeah, man, from the mere device, and for know this is Crazy J, representing for J. Brian with the breaking news. People, over here, so the good news then. Good news over here, so good news over here, so. J. Brian, that's a breaking news, breaking news. Hey, now tune in.
Jamaica, what What a morning. What an interview. I want to thank both of my guests for this morning, Comrade Christopher Henry and Dr. Angela Brown Burke. It was a wonderful discussion, not true? Yes, man, a beautiful, beautiful discussion. Jamaica, let us continue on the path that we're on. Let us continue to build as a party. Let us continue to put in the work because time, Jamaica, is right here and the time is now.
Bro. Jamaica, can we trust this government? Why, oh boy, every day something else. Andrew build up the house on your land. You never know where them did a plan. But when you're ready to get the house in your hand, this man come with a plan. This man tell us the house no fi rent out. You must